YouTube and putting it at 2x speed, right? That's probably the case. Hey, Gator, with the $13 donation. Thanks, bud. Need some Maverick. I'll get that edited in. Seems a little medium. It's probably a keep. We get to probably fetch a Darksteel Citadel with this. Only for you, Justin. Only for you. So yeah, we've assembled our win condition. We have Ipnu Rivulet and Crucible of Worlds. Our Mox is going to be pretty slow here. Ideally, we'd like to draw a 0 or another 1-mana artifact or Darksteel Citadel, but like the hand's pretty good overall, so it's definitely not a mulligan. Angel Havoc, thank you for the 12-month resubscription and welcome back. Happy 12-ish hour Saturday. Thank you for the quarter of the year. Lock the prisoners up, throw away the key. We'll see. So one of the things about this deck is, unlike Lantern Control, you're not a bunch of 1s and 0s, so like it can be hard to empty your hand sometimes. I already did, Justin. I already did. Look at the Google Doc. Thank you for the bits. I think the map is getting a Citadel, but I'm not 100% on that. Celestial Collide. I'm actually no idea what the control matchup is like for this deck, so we'll see how this goes. The fact that I drew a third land maybe means... Does that change what I want to be getting here potentially? Possibly. I'm not actually sure what these control matchups are like, so I'm interested. I saw there was a list that someone had posted that had some copies of Metallic Rebuke in it. That seemed interesting if these control matchups feel hard. That's a Damping Sphere. Yeah, I think I'm just doing that, right? Turns on my Mox as well. Like, I'm pretty likely to only want to do one spell a turn anyways, so I think this is fine. Ooh, that's neat. The interface shows me how many spells I've cast already, so I know how much my next one's going to cast. It's elegant. Look at that. Stony Silence actually isn't that good against this deck. Most of our artifacts, like, we're not Lantern Control where we're trying to activate artifacts to control the top of their deck. So, like, we don't, like, it turns off, like, Mox, Opal, and Expedition maps, but, like, the rest of our artifacts are still functional under a Stony Silence. Oh, that's true. I have Crucible plus Tech Edge here. That's a very, very good point. Then I can just start Ghost Quartering and Tech Edging them. Just pressure their mana. And he bets that Damping Sphere is what broke the Storm counter. That's probably not unrealistic. I might also just wait on cracking this Expedition map. Just to, like, wait and see what we need to get. So I'm pretty sure I want to stick Ensnaring Bridge this turn. Maybe it's Crucible? Yeah, it's probably just Crucible, actually, right? Just make sure this gets in. They could have Detention Sphere, but we can take that out with Engineered Explosives down the line. In fact, this Tolaria West can go get an Engineered Explosives. But remember, we can Ghost Quarter ourselves and then replay the Ipnu from the discard pile with Crucible of Worlds, so the Ipnu is not permanently gone. Oh, you know what? Maybe I was supposed to play T-West out here because if my opponent like goes land Jace, now I have a tapped land here. If I would have gone tapped land and then cast this off the Mox Opal and these, I could have gone Tech Edge into Tezzeret next turn, which would be ideal if my opponent has a 4-drop Planeswalker here. Although I guess if they have a Planeswalker, So what do we want to put Chalice on against this deck? Is this a Chalice on 1 matchup? Chalice on 2? It's probably Chalice on 2, right? No, Tolaria West enters play tapped. Tolaria West enters play tapped. This is a Detention Sphere. Why do we want Chalice on 3? Chalice on 2. Chalice on 2 turns off Snapcaster Mages and potentially main deck negates. 4 cuts like Jaces and Cryptic Commands. It's an X spell. Oh, it's a Jace. Okay, yeah. So punish for my land sequencing. I think I definitely didn't. I definitely sequenced my stuff wrong here. Yeah, I should have played the Tolaria West tap less. I kind of wanted to transmute it, but I don't know if that's actually true. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So, getting punished for my mistake. Yes, I'm just gonna crack this map. And then grab a land plane and Ensnaring Bridge. I'm gonna grab an Inventors Fair here, I think. So if they just get to, they're gonna get to just like pass the turn and keep activating this Jace now. So we're probably dead at this point because of my missequencing. Like if their hand is like at all close to reasonable, this Tezzeret's not gonna stick, and we're gonna have a hard time getting a spell to resolve. Are they tapping out? It's really good for us. Deal. Well, that worked out. That worked out much better than expected. I'm gonna get a Sorcerous Spyglass here, actually, because it lets me take a peek at their hand, just so like I know what I'm playing around. So I used one more loyalty there, but it gives me some information, which is valuable. What's going on, Tom? So they drew a lot of Spreading Seas this game. Yeah, humans is fine. Definitely a deck I'd play. Let's see what they're de-sphering here. I assume it's Tez. Really? Okay. Sure. I'm just gonna activate my Tezzeret and get a Pithing Needle. Well, that worked out really well for us. That's an advantage to playing a deck like this, is people genuinely don't know how to play against it a lot of the time, so that's some real upside for us. It's an engineered explosives. I can play this on 2 and just kill this. I think that's fine. I don't have any, I have a damping, I kill my damping sphere. Go get a Pithing Needle. Where be my Pithing Needle? That one right there. Oh, it killed all the spreading seas too. Huh. That's probably worthwhile then, right? Yeah, that's actually great. Good point, good point. The damping sphere is like not that good right now. I'm gonna hold this because I want to tutor for it. I want to tutor with it, I think. I think taking the search off the table that turn's pretty valuable though. What's going on, Timos? Yeah, honestly, next turn we might just start tech edging them, right? Just like take them off of all of their lands. I think that's the line, right? I only plan to play the prison deck once today. I plan to get in some variety. My goal is to get in some variety here. Yeah, they're holding up cryptic commands, so well, my talisman costs 2 Warblazers, so if I would have played the talisman, it would have died. It would have died to the engineered explosives for 2 being played. So they have Cryptic Command and 2 Field of Runes in their hand right now. I don't understand what you're saying, Tom. I didn't have the option to trade Talisman instead of Damping Sphere. Engineered Explosives kills all 2 drops in play. Are we Cryptic Commanding something here? What we got going on? Also worth noting, this is game 1, and my opponent's currently down 6 minutes on clock. And hopefully we're winning this game, so... Returning my Crucible and drawing a card, sure. So... I'm gonna go... play Talisman, float, play Mox, cast Crucible. And if they have a counter spell for the Crucible here, like a Negate or a Mana Leak or a Logic Knot, next turn I can transmute for... I could transmute for Academy Runes next turn. That's unfortunate. So they're gonna get to kill Tezzeret here, which, like, takes away some of our fun, I guess, but not all of it. So Tez down. If they start fielding me here aggressively, I don't really care about that. Like, I've got the Crucible in play, and we've got a lot of basics in this build. Having a bunch of basics is one of the upsides this configuration has. I'm going to play this Tech Edge out here. I don't think I want to play this other bridge out. I guess the Snapcaster Mage is kind of annoying. Am I working anything useful here? Not really. I think we're just on the Tech Edge of the amount of lands plan here. Just gonna go ahead and pass, I think. Now, I really don't want to get Bottled Cloister against the Cryptic Command deck. Getting Bottled Cloister against the Cryptic Command deck sounds really miserable, chat. It sounds like a bad time. The list of things I'm interested in doing that is not on it. Like, there are ways to interact with my stuff are Detention Spheres and Cryptic Command, so getting Bottled Cloister is really terrible in this matchup. I tapped the wrong thing there, right? Although I guess I still have triple blue, right? Blue, blue, blue. Blue, da ba dee da ba da da ba dee da ba da da ba dee da ba da ha. Blue his house with... I'm gonna go ahead and cast this. I'm not even sure what I'm getting, but I'm just gonna cast it for max and figure out if they have a counterspell here. Alright, that just worked. So... I guess I'm just gonna get Sun Droplet. I'm gonna get Sun Droplet. Snapcaster can't race that. I think this deck's very good. I wrote about it in my article for Gathering Magic this week. I think this deck is very powerful. It's doing lots of good things. Opponents had enough. They realized they're not getting out of that. All right, so Defense Grid, Gear Appear, Spell Skite. Honestly, I think I might want a Torpor Orb just for their Snapcasters and their clicks. I think these are all cards I'm interested in bringing in. I think Bottled Cloister is pretty bad here. I think this is not a Sun Droplet matchup. The extra Spyglass is actually very good here. This is not... I don't think this is a Spellbomb matchup. I'm actually pretty sure Welding Jar doesn't have text in this matchup, so I'm going to go ahead and board those out. It's actually kind of funny that Sun Droplet was the card that put them over the top there. Engineered Explosives is like okay here. Witchbane Orb, I guess this stops Jace ult technically, but I need to deal with Jace in other ways, so I don't think this really does anything. No, I don't think there's a clear best deck in Modern. It's one of the reasons why the format is so enjoyable. Damping Sphere, I don't think does enough in this matchup. Yeah, I think we could trim EEs. I could see that being okay too, just like go down to 1. I don't think I ever want to cut all of them, but going down to 1 seems fine. Honestly, this might be an Ensnaring Bridge out matchup. They don't have that many creatures, right? Yeah, trim 1 to 2 bridge seems fine. I kind of like this. I don't think I like any of these other cards that are on my board right now. I could maybe see the explosives or a second Spellbomb being okay, but like 1 Spellbomb, 2 explosives is probably plenty. Gear Repair is also coming in. So like, yeah, I think this is okay. I could see trimming. Everybody thinks their FNM is competitive. Just saying. Everybody thinks FNM is their FNM's competitive. I think I'm okay with 3 bridges. No, Chalice is good. Chalice is a card that you should never cut all of from your deck with this deck. Chalice isn't. So the reason why this deck is good is because you slowly cut off all of your opponent's outs towards winning the game, and eventually one of their outs is a spell they can cast, and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna put Chalice on the converted mana cost of the spell they could cast. AYETS, thank you for the 4-month Twitch primary subscription. There's a lot of excellent people streaming on Twitch right now, so thanks for choosing to put your Amazon money towards my channel this month. Yeah, sideboarding with this deck is usually pretty elegant. Yeah, this end seems fine, right? Grafdigger's Cage is okay here just because it turns off Snapcaster Mages. My day's going well. Having a good one. Let's play this Bauble out. Let's play this island, play this expedition map. Ideally want to be able to crack the map for our mountain before they get a Stony Silence in play if they have one. It is easy to tutor for, but Chalice is how you complete your lock most of the time with this deck. So Chalice is basically a way for you to... what's the word that I'm searching for? It's a way for you to... it's a way for you to like cut their outs out of being outs. It stops your opponent's outs from being outs that they can draw is basically the best way I can put it. So we're not going to play this Tolaria West out because we want to use it to transmute for a red source here. Why is Trading Post good against Jund? Use your words. Put on your big kid pants and tell me why you think Trading Post is good against Jund. Ding. This is mostly our plan against Stony Silence. It's gonna be sad when this gets negated. Hey, Alex, with the 4-month resubscription, a third of a year. Thank you, and welcome back. I appreciate that. I wonder if I'm not supposed to cut Bottled Cloister even in a matchup like this because it allows Tezzeret to be a win condition. Wow, that's really bad for us. So I think if I was playing in paper, I'd probably concede at this point because cut off of red mana with Stony Silence out, I believe we really can't win the game at this point, but my opponent's down 7 minutes on clock and they're down a game, so I'm gonna make them kill me. I'm going to make our opponent kill us. I can make their life very difficult. Is Mox Opal a must in this deck? Yes, Mox Opal is not optional. This deck is I'm gonna use the words unplayable without Mox Opal. Mox Opal is the reason this deck is competitive. And unfortunately, Mox Opal does cost infinite dollars right now, which is sad. So I don't have to win the game, I just have to not lose the game at this point. So Godspeed. Oh yeah, we can still find Crucible and Ipnu Rivulet. That's definitely true. That's definitely true. So I need to play this Ensnaring Bridge out, which sucks because my opponent can Detention Sphere both of them, but I don't want to get beat down for one here. I mean, worth it is subjective, right? Like, are you going to get the $400 worth of enjoyment out of these decks? Are you going to get $400 worth of enjoyment out of these decks? If you are, then sure, buy it. If you're not, then don't buy it. Like, that's the measurement for any Magic deck, right? Like, is it worth it to get a given Magic deck? Well, are you going to get the enjoyment out of it that's worthwhile? If yes, then yeah, sure, pick it up if you can afford it. I have cut Artificer's Intuition from this list because I was pretty unimpressed with it. Spread them. Nope. Grid pings is the answer. Well, you can just win through Stony Silence too with Ipnu plus Crucible of Worlds. Chalice of the Void. Yeah, I'm just gonna play this out on 2, I think. This cuts a lot of their counter spells off. Tez can kind of win. So here's the problem with Tez. I boarded out the Bottled Cloister, which might be wrong because Tez needs Bottled Cloister to really be a win condition, because we can't really get 5 cards in our hand without Tez dying to beats. So I think maybe Bottled Cloister is a sacred cow and I'm never supposed to cut it, especially if I'm leaving Tezzerets in my deck, which we're usually leaving Tezzerets in. So I'm still trying to get a feel for like what's good, bad, and otherwise in this deck, and like what are the ways you board. I don't, Lito, again, like I'm gonna ask you the same question I always ask. What problem are you solving by adding that card to this Magic the Gathering deck? I genuinely don't think you're solving any problems this deck has by adding green for Ancient Stirrings. In fact, you're adding an issue, which is adding green is going to make your mana less consistent. Because Tezzeret wins the game by attacking your opponent with 5/5s. Bridge is symmetrical, chat. So if you don't have cards in your hand, Tezzeret can't be a win condition. That's fine that went to our bin there. We have a Crucible of Worlds at some point coming. Do you understand the card? Read the card. Just so I know, what are this deck's problems? I don't know. I've only played, this is my 16th match with the deck. This is my first time I've made any real changes to it. So in the first 15 matches I played, I found I was losing to 2 things with this deck. I was losing to fucking up really complicated lines and not having enough blue mana. So my big change to the deck for this league today is I've retooled the mana base and cut most of the colorless sources that the original person that built this deck was playing. So I'm only playing 2 Citadels, and I'm only playing 1 Ghost Quarter in the deck. So yeah, so like basically, Lito, you're saying you want to make the deck more consistent by making the mana base less consistent. So basically, like you're like adding to one bucket but taking out of another bucket. So it feels like a wash to me. We have 1 Inventors Fair. I have 1 Tech Edge in my deck. Did I board in Spellskite? I did. Yeah. Not that he's useful with Stony out, but Spellskite should definitely be in my deck. Engineered explosives. That's reasonable and castable, right? Oh, I do have other red sources. That's exciting. Hey, thank you for the bits. Hello, Brutha. Appreciate that. Welcome. I'm gonna put this on 2 as a mind game. There is a deck list on your screen. If you are on mobile, type !deck in chat and you will get a link to the deck list. We're all about helping you help yourself here. Isn't this fun? Are we having a good time yet? Just waiting on a Gear Peer Aether Grid to like mow our opponent down. Or a Crucible of Worlds to start milling them out. On Magic Online, time is a very real win con for this deck. So is winning 101 in paper. So opponent's down 10 minutes on clock right now here, and they're down a game, so like they have to win 2 here. I can't activate Stony Silence. It's an artifact, Gabriel. Putting it on 2 is purely psychological. I paid a health point for a psychological edge because I don't think that point of health is going to matter. If you look at the donation queue, I've got them ordered in there, J-Dub. Magic Online even puts the you can't activate on the card, which is sweet. Stupid orange card. All right, what are we doing with that? What does this get us? It gets us Crucible of Worlds to start milling them, right? That's what it gets. Always overactivate your Whir of Invention if it doesn't matter. Always do too much. You don't. I know I'm getting Crucible of Worlds if this resolves, but do it for 4 if it's irrelevant, so that way your opponent is less likely to know what you're interested in getting with it. If it costs you nothing, do it for more. Obviously, if it's going to take away lines of play from you, don't overcast it, but it's just like Court of Calling. If you've got nothing else going on, overcast it. Survey says... Survey says... Oh no! Oh no! I was so excited. I was so excited, opponent. Survey says the what's it called? It's Steve Harvey show now, right? I'm blanking on the name. I'm blanking on the name of what it's called though. I am up 1-0. Oh, that was a... Oh, geez. I was reading chat. Family Feud. I was reading chat and not paying attention. I should have sacked this in response. Now I have to find a Ghost Quarter and a Crucible of Worlds to mill them out. So I should have Ipnu'd them in response there. It would have also denied them a card draw. Would have also denied them a card draw, but that was a pretty big mistake, actually. Yeah, this game I'm likely winning through timing out. That is correct. They do have less cards in their deck than me, that's true. going on, Jazz Doom? Yeah, opponent digging for Detention Sphere. If they hit Detention Sphere, they're gonna get a sphere. They're gonna win very quickly. And like they're at 4 minutes and they have to win the next game too, so like I said, we'd be a lot closer to winning if I hadn't let my Ipnu get Spreading Seized here. Like a big old stupid. Yeah, I agree. We're not winning this game. If I was playing paper, I probably would have conceded when I forgot to do the Ipnu. But on Magic Online, I'm gonna time my opponents out. Actually, in paper, depending on what the clock was at, I might make them play through this too, just because they are like, you can win 101 in paper. They forgot to activate their Gideon Jura. They did remember to activate a Colonnade though. There is a Stony Silence in play, chat. So the reason why none of my things are doing stuff is the same reason why Spellsky wasn't activating there. Oh geez, Magic Online's making my board dance. Trippy. Getting tripped out. Do 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 do. Well, then it's fortunate for you, WTG, that there are lots of other people streaming. There are lots of other people streaming Magic right now, and you are in no way obligated to continue watching this. Ooh, I found a demonic tutor, chat. Found a demonic tutor. Do I have the city's blessing? I think so. I think we've got the city's blessing. All right, that's not bad. We almost beat turn 2 Stony. Even with them. Like, if any of these grids would have resolved, we'd have just crushed them into the ground. Yeah, I think maybe Bottled Cloister is supposed to be in my deck. I don't know. It's just so scary. Bottled Cloister is so scary. Maybe it's not supposed to be. Maybe Tezzeret doesn't need to be a win condition. He just needs to be a turbo tutor. Yeah, I agree, Tom. I agree. There's a good chance we would have milled out 30 spheres. That was game 2. So opponent needs to win game 3 in 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 45 seconds to win this game. This hand just doesn't have enough mana in it, right? This hand's got a lot of good cards in it. I'm gonna keep with a Scry. Ding. I think I'm gonna put this Chalice on one. They've got Dispels and what's it called? Ceremonious Rejections. We do have both pieces of our win con, that's true. Snapcaster is good against, or Spellskite's good against the aggro Snapcaster here. Now they got Island on top. Island is your land. Island is my land. Do 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 do. I would like to block your bear now. Do 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 do. Detention Sphere, that's rude. Land's pretty good. Huh. That lets me whir for 2. I can whir for 2. What does whirring for 2 do for me? Anything useful? Not really, right? I'm just gonna go ahead and transmute this. EOT whir. That's... Whir for grid would be very good if that was a line we could take. If whir for grid was a legal play, I'd agree that it'd be a good one. Here, I have an Inventors Fair here. I'm gonna cryptic bounce something at end of turn here. Oh, defense grid. That's interesting. That's right. We do have 2 grids in our deck, don't we? I wonder if they're gonna fire up this colonnade here and just try and close the game out. Oh, we know they have a D-sphere, right? Yep. Jace is a little annoying. Well, that was a... Oh, I was gonna say that's a good draw, but it's actually not. It's actually a terrible draw. That's really unfortunate. Wow, are we gonna lose this game? Fuck, I think we're gonna lose this game. I think this colonnade's gonna be... It's another whir. Okay, I guess I'm just passing now, right? I guess I'm just passing now. Yeah, because, like, they didn't... I don't want to play Padim out, I don't think. All right, I think I'm just getting Spyglass here, right? They have a click in hand. Maybe I was supposed to get a bridge there. Huh. Yeah, they get to take my Padim away here. Explosives is okay. I guess I transmute this Tolaria West for a Tech Edge here. Well, I have Spellskite to protect the bridge. I have Spellskite to protect my bridge. They do only have 17 seconds now, that's true. Oh, they have Jace to bounce the Skite. Yeah, good point. Good point. All right. Looks like we're gonna get the timeout. I don't know if we were winning that game. The fact that we drew the needle with the Chalice on one was really awkward. And this is one of the reasons why, like, Chalice, I just don't think it's particularly impressive in this format. I think some of them are necessary, but maybe waiting to put it on 2 would have been better against their deck, because it cuts off Stony Silence too, in addition to negates and stuff. No, we were talking about a theoretical world where if I had... We were talking about a theoretical world where if I had gotten Bridge instead of getting Spyglass, like, Spyglass versus Bridge on that war. So, that's true, Warblazer, I agree with you, but the 2-mana enchantment is a one-of that we have no way to tutor for. So, like, I agree that Chalice is better, like, when we have this one-of, but, like, your plan is to just, like, play one of your 4 Chalices out and then, like, draw your one-of. Like, that's not consistent, right? So, Shivan Reef allows you to deal damage to yourself, which allows you to put counters on Sun Droplet on command against the aggressive matchups. And if you have multiple Sun Droplets in play, your Pain Land can actually net you points of health. Damping Sphere is great in this deck. That's why we're playing 2 copies of it, Iced Kiwi. We have 1 copy in our main deck and 1 copy in our sideboard. So I agree with your assessment. Damping Sphere, great. That's why we're playing it. Great. Yeah, let's just start putting artifacts into play. Probably gonna turn this into something else. What problem does the new Planeswalker solve that this deck has? What issue does she fix? That's my answer. That's my response to every why don't we play or what if we play X card. What issue are you fixing by making that change to the deck that we're playing? Sell me on it. Make an argument for it. You should just look at the deck list that's on the screen, ROQ. I made a bunch of changes to the deck today. If you look on gatheringmagic.com, I had an article post yesterday talking about this deck and possible changes to it. All right, so they're playing green-red Valakut. That's probably kind of bad for us. Although I guess I can get Tech Edge going here. We've played Burn twice with this deck, JW, and we've beaten them game 1 both times we've played it. The Burn matchup actually seems like it's pretty good. Hexproof is okay. Game 1, we can get the Hexproof Orb, that's for sure. Game 1, we can definitely get the Hexproof Orb. Gatheringmagic.com. My articles usually post every Friday. I think I'm just going to name Wooded Foothills with this. Probably should have just named that in the dark. We have a Witchbane Orb in the main deck. All right, so I think I just want to Tech Edge them here, right? It's not a Pain Land. It's not. Spire of Industry is paying a health so it doesn't trigger Sun Droplet. It's okay. Magic, Magic is intuitive and easy to understand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna play this out for 0, just so I can whir for 4 here if I want. What the way Spire does damage to us and the way what's it called does damage to us are functionally different inside of the rules of Magic the Gathering. I'm gonna get Crucible of Worlds here and just start tech edging them every turn. Where are we at? Where are you at, win condition? There you are. Yeah, and it's really subtle, right? I agree that if they both just dealt damage to us, that that what's it called would be better, but that's not. Oh, this is gonna keep popping my thing out every turn. That's annoying. Hey, Quillman with the 5-month resubscription. Thank you very much and welcome back. I appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are one of the best ways you can support what I do here. Thank you everyone for hanging out here today. There's a lot of different things you could be doing, different people you could be watching. Thanks for choosing to spend your time here with us while we play some Magic the Gathering. I'm gonna go ahead and crack this Mishra's Bauble, but I'm not gonna use this Whir yet. I'm not quite sure what I want to get with it. What I get with this Whir is gonna depend on like how their cards line up the rest of this game, I think. Yeah, it's possible they have a main board Rexage, so I think I'd rather just like start strip mining them here. Or just keep wastelining them every turn. Do I want to transmute this Tolaria West for anything? I want the option to not take damage from my land, Nivik. Whirring for Spyglass to take them off of Bloodstained Mires would be really funny. That would actually be kind of hilarious. Do I want to put this Chalice on something? What is this Chalice best on? I'm also not quite sure what I want to transmute this Tolaria West for. I have a Ghost Quarter in my deck too. I guess getting Ghost Quarter seems fine. I don't know. I think I want to leave the Whir of Invention up just in case they're through the Breach variation. Also, I can just like hold the Whir in order to... I can just like hold the Whir in order to... what's it called? Hey, Wax Papers. Chalice on 6 to stop Prime Time, obviously. Thank you for the 3-month resubscription. I do appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. I think just holding the Whir here is fine. Yeah, I think I'm just going to continue holding the Whir of Invention. Could probably play out the Spellbomb. This is probably getting a basic forest, I assume. See what this gets here. Probably just gonna go get Bridge with this Whir of Invention and then fetch up a Welding Jar just in case. We could also get Ghost Quarter and start attacking them on that axis. We had Damping Sphere against blue-white, but we boarded it out. We Ghost Quarter the 2 forests, they're out of forest. Maybe. Maybe. Hey, CPT Jane. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription. I know there's a lot of excellent people streaming on Twitch right now, so I appreciate you choosing to put your Amazon money towards my channel this month. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and welcome. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and go get a Welding Jar here, just in case they have something weird in their main deck. They could have something like a main deck Reclamation Sage, so I just want to like make sure my bridge is gonna stay where it's at. We're for Blood Moon, right? The core of this deck list came from someone that was running around, something that was running around on Magic Online. I guess maybe I should be aggressively looking for Witchbane Orb, right? I should probably be aggressively looking for Witchbane Orb. How many mana do I have actually? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is only 6. Yeah, I need to get Orb online so that way they can't scape shift me out of the game, right? Although I guess they're down 2 Valakuts because of this search. So like I think I'm supposed to crack these spell bombs here. Maybe I was supposed to have gotten... Well, they just want the Wooded Foothills to sacrifice to escape shift here, is why they got the Wooded Foothills. This Chalice is eventually going to go on 4. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7, 8 mana. It's possible I should have gotten a Ghost Quarter instead of the Welding Jar. If they don't have Scape Shift, they're setting themselves up to be able to cast a lethal Scape Shift. But it also depends on like how many mountains are left in their deck too. I'm not actually sure how many basic mountains they usually play. Like usually they have enough, but like we've tech edged them a bunch here. Yeah, I think I should have gotten Ghost Quarter. They drew the Valakut. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that if we tech edge this, they just can't win the game now. Because they have 8 lands here, but they need, because we're at 20, they need 7 mountains left in their deck, and they're through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe they have enough mountains. We're gonna find out. They need 15 total mountains in their deck to kill us here. Or sorry, 14? I think it's 14. Wait, there's a good chance we're dead here still. Yeah, it's very possible game 1 we're just supposed to prioritize bridge and orb. Very possible. Hopefully they just don't have enough mountains here since they drew a 3rd Valakut. Oh, that's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I also could have gotten, if I would have gotten an Inventors Fair, we could have, if I would have gotten an Inventors Fair, we could have done stuff with that line too. All right, so this is fine. Cloister's not very good. Engineered Explosives is pretty terrible. Bridge is fine. Damping Sphere is not good. Sun Droplet's not good. Pyrite Spellbomb is not good. I think the one needle is fine. Tormod's Crypt and Grafdigger's Cage obviously aren't good. These Welding Jars are fine. These Spell Skites are fine. Cloister's good enough to keep, I guess. Hey, AJ Crane 90. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I do appreciate that. There's a lot of excellent people streaming on Twitch right now, so thank you for putting your subscription towards my channel this month. My subscribers are the reason I'm able to do what I do as often as I do it. Oh, Torpor Orb is great. Yep. Where are you at? Get in there. No, Chalice is fine. You should never board out all the Chalices in this deck. In fact, 2 Chalices is a sweet spot. Eventually, we'll be able to put a Chalice on 4 and lock them out of the game. I think the person in chat that commented that getting the Crucible was too cute and I should have just focused on setting up a lock last game was correct. Putting Chalice on 4 is reasonable. Yeah, you need more cards to bring back in. A Grafdigger's Cage for Ancient Grudge is probably fine. Like, it's not a priority, but like I need cards to bring back in. And then Pyrite Spellbomb is a 1-mana artifact that turns on Mox Opal and a cantrip, so it is a pretty low cost. So let's do this. Do this. Those are all cards I don't want on my board. I would love to play first. Thank you. It's fine. Not super exciting, but fine. Needs some blue mana. Gets to redraw though as a tech edge in the opener. Hey, Freak 2787. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I do appreciate that. Thank you for sending your Amazon fun money this way this month. So I know I said that I was too aggressive. They have an Ancient Grudge, all right. I know I said I was too aggressive with getting my what's it called? My Tech Edge lock going last game, but I actually think in the post-board games, the Tech Edge lock is pretty important because they have things like Ancient Grudge and Shatterstorm to board in, so we definitely have an uphill battle post-board. We do still need another blue source here. To Whir with at some point. I wouldn't be surprised this matchup's pretty hard. They have a lot of angles that they attack from. This is probably just getting Ipnu. So, Shadow Popo, here's the thing about those stats. Those stats are mostly irrelevant because they include the data that's biased by Magic Online. And Magic Online biases the data because it's intentionally incomplete. Grab an Inventors Fair here. Oh, I guess I wanted a blue source for this, right? Yeah. I'll just draw one. Spyglass, that's pretty good. I guess this is less good against this because they have Prismatic Omen out. Huh. Our hand doesn't have another land in it. It's good for us. What do I want to name with this? I think because they have Prismatic Omen, I'm just going to name like Sakura Tribe Elder here. It's not a ramp spell without a fourth land though, Demir. Second Spyglass, not particularly exciting. So this keeps the elf off our back next turn, which is nice. We're also up on clock, which is good-ish. I don't know that it's going to be relevant in this matchup. Yeah, getting the Inventors Fair was wrong. I disappeared my head in between when I was using the expedition map. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. So their hand is Scape Shift, Primeval Titan, Ancient Grudge right now. Should I play this Sorcerous Spyglass? Yeah, they have Relic in play, right? This is like a prime target. Go. Resolves. So you can respond to the Valakut triggers by gaining hexproof, and then your opponent, we won't take damage from them. So in response to the triggers, we're going to get Witchbane Orb with the Whir of Invention. And then we just need a Crucible of Worlds so we can start tech edging them off all of their Valakuts. And we have Inventors Fair in play, which is eventually a Crucible of Worlds. This does unfortunately mean that my opponent's gonna have to put all these triggers on the stack, which is tedious for them, but you know, sorry. Turn off auto yields. I mean, we have double jar, so like floating for grudge or not floating for grudge is whatever. Opponent tediously stacking all these triggers, probably thinking we're a tool because we haven't conceded to lethal, but I have a thing. I apologize, I have a thing. This league is just gonna take forever. We're an hour and 9 minutes in and we're only in game 2 of match 2. No curses for me. Trigger. Yeah, they just thought we were dead. That's why they didn't float. Padim! Padim! Oh, he's just gonna die to Valakut triggers though, right? Oh, I was so excited, Padim. I was so excited, but you're just gonna die to Valakut triggers. I was so excited for you, Padim, but there's Valakuts, and Valakuts are big meanies. These Valakuts are all dressed up with nowhere to go, so playing Padim out is not a good land. Not a good time. Padim, why don't you give yourself hexproof, Padim? Have you considered giving yourself hexproof? We did time our opponent out in the first match. Yeah, Chalice goes on 4 in this matchup for sure. Torpor Orb doesn't stop Valakut triggers. Creatures entering the battlefield don't trigger, not lands. Need some liquid metal coating. Yeah, I'm gonna fair for Crucible so I can kill these Valakuts. Because once I take the Valakuts off the table, I can put Padim out safely. Want to get my auto pass value in here. They can't attack anyways. I guess, actually, is it more correct to just get Grafdigger's Cage here to shut off the back half of their Ancient Grudge? It's probably more correct to get Grafdigger's Cage here, isn't it? I don't think we're at a position where we can start being aggressive. I think I just need to be defensive here. So the thing is, we know they have an Ancient Grudge in hand already, chat. So by getting the cage now, I know that I'm shutting off half an Ancient Grudge. We will eventually draw a Crucible or a Whir of Invention, and then we'll get going there. For the time being, the thing you always want to be asking yourself every single turn with this deck is how do I not die? That's the mindset you want to get in. How does my opponent get out from under the lock that I currently have? And if the answer is they have cards that they could draw to get out from under the lock, you should not start trying to win the game. You should never start trying to win the game with this deck until you have cut every out your opponent could have away from them. Only once they have 0 outs left or 0 outs left that you can get solutions for, do you start trying to actually win the game. That's how this deck works. Yes, this deck, the entire goal of this deck is playing to not lose. All right, so I don't think I have enough time to put this Chalice on 4, right? I think I'm just putting this on 2. You know what? I messed up, right? I got this Grafdigger's Cage. I should have gotten a Chalice of the Void. I should have gotten a Chalice of the Void. When I got the Grafdigger's Cage, I should have gotten Chalice and then put the Chalice on 2 there, and it would have stopped both halves of this Ancient Grudge. So that was a mistake. I shouldn't have gotten the Grafdigger's Cage. I should have gotten a Chalice and put it on 2. Which again, someone was asking earlier, like when I'm talking about changes I want to make and problems I want to solve, most of the games I'm losing with this deck involve me making mistakes. There were two things I was mostly losing to when I was playing this deck. Making mistakes with my toolboxes, and then the second thing I was losing to was not having enough blue sources. So I've readjusted the mana to hopefully fix the not enough blue sources problem, and now I just need to fix making mistakes. All right, sweet. So they probably don't have Shatterstorm. So that's nice to not have to play around. They vary. The fact that they're conceding there tells me that they don't have a Shatterstorm in their deck to draw to. So I'm not going to play around a Shatterstorm for this third game. Yeah, but I can just cast those and discard it. I think that's still correct, Tom. Like Chalice on 2 cutting off both sides of their Ancient Grudge is like more than reasonable. This hand just doesn't really do anything, right? Like, I'm nowhere near casting this. Sounds okay. Not super exciting, but fine. I would love a Talisman of Dominance. Thank you. I think we're gonna blind name with this Pithing Needle. What do we want to blind name, chat? What do you think, Tribelder? I think it's just Tribelder. I should have baubled them first, actually, is what I should have done. Although if I bauble, then I can't Mox next turn. I'm gonna wait on the Mox. I'm gonna wait to crack the Bauble, I mean. So I can go tapped land Talisman next turn. Also gives me a point of health. Ooh, candy. Our Seek has entered the revealed card zone, so I can actually Tezzeret next turn, which is sweet. Also, we're doing okay. We're getting set up. Remember, you're never actually winning with this deck until you've actually won the game. You don't spend time winning, you spend time not losing. All right, what is Tezzeret going to find for us? What is Tezzeret going to find for us? Tezzeret does get jars at no cost. They could put a Titan into play as early as next turn. They could get a Titan into play as early as next turn. Torpor is not good enough at this point because we just lose to the Titan attacking us. We just lose to the Titan attacking us. I think it's Bridge. Bridge is a card that's useful to get here that also leaves my Tezzeret on the table. So that's why I think Bridge is correct. There's a lot of things to do, but like leaving the Tezzeret on the table as a threat my opponent needs to answer, I think has value. Pithing Needle is currently naming Sakura Tribelder. I appeared to have guessed wrong. Or maybe they have a bunch of Steves in their hand, then I guessed correctly. So the goal is to get Bridge, Witchbane Orb, and then get a bunch of Welding Jars online. No, I just played the Pithing Needle on turn 1 so I could enable the Mox Opal. So I had to guess in the dark at one of their 4 ofs that I wanted to needle. Yes, next turn we can get a jar with the Tezzeret. We've not played against Amulet Titan yet, no. Although with Damping Sphere, that matchup's probably pretty reasonable. Big Daddy Titan coming in. This is probably going to kill Tezzeret, right? I imagine this is going to be Valakut plus land, and Tezzeret's going to die. You should read Tezzeret the Seeker if you think I could get a Chalice for 2. You should read Chalice, and you should read Tezzeret. Long-time YouTuber, rare to the stream. How's Blue Red Prison going? Thank you for the bits, Lou. We're doing okay. Making some mistakes. We beat a control deck via timing them out in the first match. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and put this Tolaria West into play tapped, and then pass the turn here. If they have Scape Shift plus Grudge, we're gonna die, but it is what it is. Yep. So I think I actually just want to get another bridge here because Welding Jar is more flexible down the line. Dead to Scape Shift. All right. So they have no cards in hand. Every land they get does 6 at this point, though, which is scary. Oh, yeah, I could have, Mighty Sasquatch. Thank you for pointing that out. That's a good line. This is game 3. Yeah, Mighty Sasquatch is correct. We should have responded to the Sage with a Whir for Torpor Orb, because then we'd be up a Torpor Orb. That is 100% correct. That is definitely what should have happened. I didn't make the good play because I didn't think about the good play, is the answer to the questions the chat is asking. We do need hexproof. We're gonna sack this Inventors Fair and go get Whir of Invention, or go get the thing. Do I have enough time to get a, what's it called? No, I don't think so. I don't have enough time to get the other thing, Crucible of Worlds, and then slowly grind them out that way. It's another Welding Jar. Hopefully that locks it up. No curses for me. Get this out of my hand so this can't attack. Go. I'm pretty sure Valakut was made not legendary because Wizards of the Coast didn't like the idea of lands being legendary because they're confusing and bad for new players. It feels bad to have to sacrifice a land when you play a land. Well, that's quite good. That's just getting Crucible of Worlds, right? If they don't have a Shatter Storm, we should be getting to a home free percentage at this point. Hey, G35 Protoss, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I do appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here, so thank you for that. That's bad. Okay, so that adds a wrinkle. Oh wait, this. So they can't target us with this, but they can cycle it. Okay, so now I need a Sorcerous Spyglass before I can start using this Inventors Fair. Ipnu Rivulet. Alrighty. Yo. If you want to read more about this deck, click this link. If you're looking at this deck and going, how does he possibly actually win the game? Click the link. So Relic is preventing me from using my lands because I get to exile my land in response. It's possible that I should just actually I'm just gonna try and start tech edging them here in a second. It's possible I should just like force them to crack one basically. I have 2 welding jars, chat. I'm not really risking anything. Opponent is also auto passing. Well, we're gonna use that to our advantage, baby. Yeah, I've had that happen before, Luca. We get Chalice for 2. Does that lock this up? Probably. I don't know. I feel like it's probably locked up now, right? Grab my Academy runes here. Put that one into play. Yeah, I think I am going to crack this and go get Chalice at end of turn. Sure. They're gonna kill my Spellskite here, which is whatever. I should have maybe tech edged them off of this. They have like double Ancient Grudge in hand. We could be in a little bit of trouble here. But if they had double Ancient Grudge, they probably would have just blown through, right? Oh, I didn't play a land yet, right? I need to play this Inventors Fair. Thanks for not using your relic, bud. The slow grind here. They can't use Relic on us. I have Witchbane Orb out, chat. They cannot target us with Relic. All right, so they've popped the Relic. This means we're gonna get to actually start winning the game. We have modern staple Ipnu Rivulet here. I am casting this knowing that it's going to get countered by my Chalice. I'm aware that there is a Chalice in play. I am saying this for chat's benefit because someone in chat is certainly about to go, "Erp da derp da derp, you got your Chalice onto it, countered your own spell." I am intentionally countering my own spell to keep my hand empty because I have a Witchbane Orb in play. 3 leagues with this deck, right? So this is the win con. Crucible of Worlds, Ipnu Rivulet. The slow grind. Yeah, Chalice trigger. Nice Ancient Grudge. Trigger. Resolves. 3 leagues with this deck. It's feeling that way, right? It's definitely been a long one. We're currently at an hour and a half and only in match 2 with this deck. So we will only be playing 1 league with this deck today so we can have time to make it to other things on the donation queue. Trigger. We're 1-0 in this league. Hopefully we're about to win this game and be 2-0. Thanks everyone for hanging out this morning. I got over 1,000 people watching already. Everyone's having a great weekend, having fun at your pre-release and stuff like that. If you're new, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. If you're enjoying my content, please consider subscribing to the channel. My subscribers are the reason I'm able to do what I do as often as I do it. I stream 30, 40, that's maybe even more than that, hours a week. You can also support my stuff by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Apple Guy with the very generous 1,000 bits. Thank you very much for that contribution. I do appreciate that. If you want to take a peek at the donation queue and let me know if you want to move any of the decks up on there, I'd be happy to do that. Thank you for the bits. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags there. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn your Magic cards into other Magic cards or cash with other players. There's no haggling. They just take a 1% fee off the top. And finally, this stream is made possible by viewers like Anaronix, Justin, Nivik, and you. At the very least, please make sure you hit that follow button if you're new and enjoying the stream. Following the stream doesn't cost you anything, and it'll let you know when I go live and with what. I always try and put the names of most of the decks we're playing on a given day in the stream title. Except for today. Today we're going to be going for 12 hours, so I couldn't fit. We're going to play 6 or 7, maybe even 8 decks today, depending on how quickly they go. If you can't catch all of my streams while I'm live, be sure to check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. 100% of my streams get archived there, and I break them up by deck and by matchup, so you can watch just the stuff that you care about. For instance, let's say you're a masochist and you enjoy this blue-red prison deck like I do. You can check out my YouTube channel. There's 3 other leagues up there already with the blue-red prison deck, and we'll probably be playing it more in the future, so lots of content there. Yep, we have access to Damping Spheres. I've got a Damping Sphere in my main deck, and I've got a Damping Sphere in the sideboard, so a lot of the fair modern decks that we'll be playing from here on out are going to have Damping Spheres in them. This is, I'm planning, is the Modern Challenge every weekend for $25 worth it? In my opinion, if there are more than 80 players playing in the challenge event, it's probably not worth your time. You're probably better off just playing leagues if you'd like to gamble. Those events, the prizes in those events don't scale, so the Modern one especially is really terrible EV because it's much larger than the other ones. okay. It's like not super exciting, but it's fine. It's got a Pyrite Spellbomb for against an aggressive deck. Hey, Jeff. I just heard Justin was out of meme ideas, so I'm here to save the day. I sent a deck list to you in a whisper, but if it's too hardcore, let me know. Sounds good, Bob, or BB. I will let you know at the end of today's stream. I don't look at deck list midstream, so once I'm all done streaming today, I will check all those out. What's going on, Paracel? Yeah, there's no, ooh! Who's excited, chat? Who's excited? You think this Tron player is gonna like take their deck and spike it into a garbage can when we like game 1 turn 2 Damping Sphere them? Who's ready? Are you ready, kids? Aye, aye, Captain. Oh, baby. Oh, your deck's unplayable. Oh, Ha! Urza's Mine Basic Plains. Urza's Mine Basic Plains. Color me intrigued, opponent. You have my attention. This is probably still good, but you have my attention. Okay, we need a searchy thing, chat. We need a searchy thing. Mox Opal also does it, because Mox Opal let us slide this out on 3. So, worth noting here that if these had been Spire of Industries, I would have been able to push this Engineered Explosives to 3 this turn. Worth noting that that's the case. Now I think I'm actually going to be in a little bit of trouble with this O-Stone. I was so excited, chat. We flew too close to the sun, chat. We flew too close to the sun. Flew far too close to the sun. Just can't get there. Oh, they don't have lands. That's so good for us, chat. That means we're gonna get to Tezzeret before they get to 5 mana, which is excellent because Tezzeret's gonna get a Pithing Needle. Oh, baby! Nice land drop you missed there, Tron opponent. And I'm actually gonna get Spyglass here because I want to see what's in their hand. I'm gonna get Spyglass because I want to see what's in their hand. What are you doing with the basic planes in your deck? Lots more Oblivion Stones. All right. So, a lot of people have compared this deck to Lantern, and people are like, well, why would you play this deck over playing Lantern Control? The Tron matchup? The Tron matchup is a very real reason to play this deck over Lantern Control. Yep, this is why we have 2 needle effects in my main deck. One for O-Stone, one for Karn. All right. Am I just supposed to blow this up? This EE doesn't do much anyways, right? I don't have any 1-mana spells. All right, so what am I doing here? What is Tez doing more explicitly? How is he eventually winning the game? I guess I just want to get a needle for Karn, right? No, I'm gonna plus him for now. They're still a ways off of Karn. I think I just want to start pushing him up here. And what matchups and scenarios? So Tormod's Crypt you can get by transmuting a Tolaria West. Tormod's Crypt is also a 0 mana spell that you can get. It's a 0 mana spell that you can get by it's a 0 mana spell that helps enable Mox Opal. Sorry, those are the words that are fumbling to come out of my mouth. For the new meme deck, Jeff, the chat is now helping me find memes. Sounds good, Justin. Thanks for the bits. All right, so what all do I want here? The engineered explosives are easy cuts. The Tormod's Crypt and Grafdigger's Cage are easy cuts. It's just a Padim, just because like he draws cards. I guess I want all the Welding Jars, right? Because they're going to bring in Nature's Claims and stuff like that out of the board. So maybe it's not a Padim matchup. I think I want one EE. Maybe I don't want the one EE. Maybe that's silly. So what do we think of this? What do we think of this? Okay, like this. Maybe I'm supposed to split the EE with the Spellbomb just for like flexibility's sake. Padim is pretty good against Claim. Yeah, I'm gonna bring in Padim and cut this Pyrite Spellbomb. All right, let's do this. I think I like this. Let's do it. Yeah, this deck is genuinely good. If you're looking for a deck that is genuinely powerful in Modern, I think this deck is a very reasonable choice. Sam do enough. Hey, I am Volperp. Thanks for the content. Thanks for the bits. I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Thanks for helping me do what I do here. I think this is a mulligan. I think this is a mulligan. This seems like not a lot better, but it's got 2 randoms in it and it gets a scry. I have 2 Spellbombs because it is a cheap artifact that helps me enable my Mox Opals quickly. And it also has a pretty high floor because you're able to pay 1 mana to cycle it. It also helps you in the aggressive matchups. The aggressive matchups don't give us time to dick around, basically. So we need to draw cards like Spellbomb naturally. Like, worrying for Spellbomb is too slow against a deck like Humans. I don't think leading on Darksteel matters. In fact, drawing blue Whirs is a reason to lead on blue sources. I think this deck's very reasonable against Stony Silence. Hey, Volper. As a full-time programmer, I find it incredibly satisfying to watch someone who knows how to code and play Magic all the time putting the team on your back. Thank you. So, Bridge is okay. It's like a piece in a winning puzzle. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and get Crucible of Worlds down here. Just put that into play, and the next turn I can go get a Ghost Quarter even. Well, they've stumbled and bumbled, so like they're not kerning us for a very long time. I think we're just ghost quartering them until they say uncle. Of course, they could have, like, Ancient Stirrings and stuff in their hand, so maybe this is aggressive. Maybe this is bad because they could have Ancient Stirrings. Oh, it allows them to map. Oh, it does. Huh. Yeah, that's loose. Alright. Nothing like a loose goose play. Okay, so what I should have done here is I should have Ghost Quartered myself and then Word for a way to lock this out. Alright, so let's do this. Alright, I'm gonna go get Spyglass. And again, when people ask me what are this deck's problems, me making mistakes is this deck's biggest problem. Me not knowing how to play Magic the Gathering is this deck's biggest problem. So I'm gonna name Expedition Map here. Go. Yeah, I agree, Paracel. I agree. I should have done it during their end step, so they couldn't have played the land out. I agree with that assessment. I do have 4 copies of Damping Sphere currently. You know, put this bridge in play. I'm gonna stop on their draw step. I have Ancient Stirrings coming up. Actually, I think I'd rather shuffle this Ancient Stirrings, so that's a reason to Ghost Quarter them during their upkeep. Yeah, so I'm gonna upkeep Ghost Quarter. And I've already killed 1 power plant, so let's just keep going after those for now. And then hopefully, since they're on a 2-color Tron deck, they only have 1 to 2 more basics in their deck. And these Ghost Quarters are going to become Wastelands very soon, or Strip Mines. Yep, that's Oblivion Stone. We're getting into a bad spot here, potentially. I guess I'm gonna Ghost Quarter them now and find out if they have another basic. They're 2 lands off of Tron. I'm actually gonna Ghost Quarter their green source here and find out if they have another one. They do. Okay, so if they hit a land this turn, they're going to get to Oblivion Stone us. They could also already have a land in hand, I suppose. They have Karn, Wormcoil, Walking Ballista, and then cards I don't know. Yep. Oh, I guess the fact that they could hit a land here means I should just... Yeah, I've made this game... I've messed this game up pretty significantly. Welding Jar is a touch late. Made a lot of mistakes this game. Let me just have natural Tron. Alright. It's fine. It wouldn't have mattered that they drew it if I'd have played this game better. Let's try again here. And that's one of the reasons why I've really enjoyed playing this deck, is because most of the games I lose feel like that. I look back on them and go, man, that was a really bad line and I shouldn't have done that. And if I don't do that, I feel like I'm a pretty heavy favorite to win. Yeah, I think this hand's pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and play Spyglass out here and see what they've got. Power plant, mine, tower, stirrings. All right, I think I'm just gonna name expedition map with this. Worked out really well for us last time. I guess this could be bad because they have ancient stirrings, but I'm also gonna get to like map for a ghost quarter here pretty soon. And I know they have another power plant in their hand, right? So Tez is pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this. I'm gonna go ahead and play this expedition map out. Then I'm gonna pass the turn. If we draw a land, we can use Tez next turn. Oh, I can't map for Ghost Quarter. Holy shit. Holy shit, I'm dumb. Remember that time we talked about me being an idiot and losing games because I'm an idiot? Yep, this is certainly symmetrical. All right, we did. Yeah, if we hit a land, we can Tez for Damping Sphere. Ding. So he gets Damping Sphere this turn, and then next turn he gets Pithing Needle for the O-Stone. Your move, Yugi boy. Please be working on Magic Online, Damping Sphere. Please be working on Magic Online. This is the first time Damping Sphere would have turned off mana from land. So fingers crossed this card does what its text box says it does. Here's hoping. Yay! It did it! Tezzeret is very good. Tezzeret is very good. Very, very good. There's Spellskite in my deck. I do. Go. Oh, I wonder if I'm supposed to sack my Spellbomb there and cycle. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to sack my Spellbomb and cycle. I'm gonna do that in case we find a Whir. Chalice, yeah, I could have, if I would have sacked this last turn, I could have slid the Chalice out on 1. And then that would lock them off of Nature's Claims being castable, which is a pretty big deal. Which makes my Welding Jars better. I cut Possess Portal from the sideboard because I didn't see too many situations. It's like exactly Shatterstorm where you want Possess Portal, and you can put Chalice of the Void on 4 for that situation. We have 4 Welding Jars. We have 4 Welding Jars. We need to hold everything together, chat, so we have all the Welding Jars. Yeah, think of Tezzeret as like Whir of Inventions 5 and 6. Like, obviously there's some situations like this where he's much better, but you just can't play that many cards that cost 4+ mana in this deck, because then your Ensnaring Bridge becomes really, really bad. And I've been standing for 2 hours, so I'm gonna sit my fat butt down for a little bit. Enjoy the ride, chat. Oh. We are currently starting hour 2 of 12. That is true, Armor Tech. Citadel, yep. Citadel's actually nice because it allows Tezzeret to make extra mana here. I'm from the Midwest. Live in the middle of the cornfields. Another Welding Jar sounds excellent. Boop, boop. No, 2 in the main's a good number. People don't have that much main deck artifact destruction, is what it comes down to. I guess they just go land Wormcoil Engine here, huh? I guess I kinda need a bridge. Yeah, it depends on what the deck building challenge is, Paracel. Sometimes I'll do them, sometimes I'm just like not interested in brewing with those cards. Yeah, huh, we actually need a... So someone was talking earlier about bridge. I guess you could say we're getting pretty serious with the 2-month resubscription. Thank you a lot, Tap Out Jones. I appreciate that. Yeah, huh. Maybe getting the Pithing Needle for Oblivion Stone was too proactive there, because I'm going to lose my Tezzeret now, right? Is Tezzeret just going to eat it to this Wormcoil? Yeah, I have a bunch of bridges in my deck. Yeah, I think we just -2. I think I'm just going to go get a Spellskite, right? I think I just go get a Spellskite here. Oh, I guess they can Karn us next turn, huh? Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to get Spyglass, the other Spyglass, and name Karn. Karn Liberated. Because we know they have a 7th land here. Yeah, we're actually getting into a position where we could lose again because of my mishandling of this game. And again, like, if I wouldn't have done this on this, I would have had another one to name Karn with. I also would just like be able to use this expedition map. We don't have a Karn, that's good for us. We are dead in a few turns to this though, which is not good for us. We need to draw a Whir of Invention or another Tezzeret here ASAP. We also need a Ghost Quarter or a Tech Edge, because they're just gonna 10 mana Ulamog us here soon. I would like to name our Twitch baby Ipnu Rivulet. Thank you, OmniZ, for the 9-month resubscription. I do appreciate that. Be sure to drop me a line and let me know what you want your donation deck for the month to be for the big sub again. I like how my board's like, you know what you really need to do, Spellskite? You need to get in there. You need to play defense, Spellskite. And we're stumbling and fumbling here. But again, I'm pretty sure this is on me. I feel like if I would have not used this on the wrong thing and would have gotten to use this, we'd have just run away with this game with a thing. So, AQ, every time my Chalice or my Needle have hurt me is because I made a mistake. I think playing cards to make up for mistakes that you're making while playing is a really bad way to build a deck. You shouldn't play a bunch of bad cards to make up for the fact that you fucked up a bunch. You should just stop fucking up. So, oh, we can use the Welding Jar with the Spellskite. That's true. Maybe that's going to start happening this turn. I felt the Artificer's Intuition just wasn't powerful enough, and it's just like this random one-of that's not very powerful, so yes, I cut it. I moved the second Tezzeret into the main deck over it, and Tezzeret's very powerful, and I've been very happy with having both in the main. Yeah, I fixed the mana. I cut a bunch of the Darksteel Citadels and Ghost Quarters, because playing a bunch of colorless lands in your Whir of Invention deck is just silly. Yeah, I think that's just bad. Again, like, don't play cards and make changes to your deck because you made a mistake. Stop making mistakes. Just you know, play better Magic. I completely disagree with your sentiment there, Urban Pope. The only reason we are anywhere near losing this game right now is because of the mistakes I've made while playing this game. Literally, if this expedition map would have been able to get cracked, it would have found us so many things. It would have found us so many things and fixed, like the Ulamog wouldn't be looming if this expedition map had gone to work and found us a Inventors Fair to find us more artifacts. I'm in a bad spot because I made mistakes. The matchup is not bad. We have plenty of tools to beat Tron. Plenty of tools. Again, like this is... This whole game has spiraled and snowballed on me because I messed up. And that's one of the reasons why Magic tends to attract a certain type of person too, I've found. Like, it's really easy to just like blow off and be like, well, it's just a bad matchup, or I got unlucky, or my opponent drew well. Like, especially a deck like this where I can like really trace back the things that I did that went wrong. It's like, it feels good, genuinely. Like I enjoy playing decks where I get to grow and learn from the games that I'm playing. Like, I can look back on them and go, oh, that was a bad line and I should do better in the future. Hopefully they keep bricking on lands here for a little bit. Would really like a Tech Edge. One more land lets them cast their Ulamog. And also, like, keep in mind too, if you've never streamed before, like, decks I have a lot of experience with, my win percentage is probably 15 to 20% lower while I stream. It's maybe I stream 5 to 10%. But decks that I don't have any experience with playing, it's probably much higher, closer to 15 to 20%. There is a deck list on your screen. If you are on mobile and don't have a deck list button there, you can type !deck in chat and get a link to the deck list. We like to help people help themselves around here. Not even just game two, this game too. My mistake in game two was the timing on my Ghost Quarter was wrong, and I allowed my opponent to crack an expedition map that I didn't have to let them crack. And this game, I put Sorcerous Spyglass on the wrong thing. Tezzeret the Seeker. God bless us, everyone. I should have left more blue mana up there. This bridge right here. Yep, so we have the Worm Coil locked. We need to lock them out of Ulamog and Karn at this point. Are the cards that we need to aim to beat. People are so rude in chat. Get out of here. You want to call me a dick? Fuck off. It's weird. It's so crazy to me that, like, talking about focusing on improving my play and getting better and not making mistakes, that makes me a dick. Like, Magic players are so strange. People are wild. Like I can't imagine what they think it's like. Yeah, it's just better to just like ban them and move on. It's just better to ban them and move on. All right, Tolaria West is the nut. Actual nut draw. Where's my tech edge? Where is my tectonic edge? That one right there. Get him. Get him. I know. I'm very happy with how our chat gets moderated. That's why I moderate it that way. And I know it's not for everybody, but that's okay. That's okay, you know? We have a good time here. All right. Tasty syrup. You must be new here. You were timed out for making an ultimatum statement like that without articulating yourself. This seems like a bad matchup because, and then do me a favor and you put on your big kid pants and use your words and tell me why you think it's a bad matchup. I'm going to do the inverse. I'm going to tell you that I think this matchup is good because we have lots of tools like Dampening Sphere and Ghost Quarter and Pithing Needles and Sorcerous Spyglasses to lock our opponents out of the meaningful ways they have to interact with our board. RW Pointer, thank you very much for the bits. I do appreciate that. Yes, in 2 turns, Tez is going to get Spyglass for Karn. Was it better to take them off of Sanctum? That's interesting. That's an interesting point. Yeah, I think maybe you're right. Maybe it was better to take them off of Sanctum because, like, they're not getting rid of this Damping Sphere, right? Because I have... This is on Oblivion Stone. Yeah, I definitely should have killed the Sanctum of Ugin. See, that's a great example of a constructive, useful comment. That's a great example of a constructive and useful comment. It was specific. It was to the point. And I'm going to go ahead and be greedy with this here for one more turn because I don't want this to go away. So hopefully we fade drawing Karn one more turn here, and I get to go ahead and Tez for a Spyglass here. If you're interested in how this deck wins, you should read this article here. Talks about all the details on the deck and why it does and how it does what it does. I wrote it all up so you can just take a peekaboo there. I think they have a Walking Ballista in their hand, right? Yeah, I agree our Storm matchup is pretty good. All right, so I have a Needle on O-Stone. Yep, I'm pretty sure this is just getting a thing for Karn, right? Like Karn is the next piece in the puzzle. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They do have 9 mana here, though. Yeah, I have Spellskite for Karn. Am I supposed to just get my Crucible here and just start tech edging them? I think it's Crucible. I'm pretty sure they have Ballista. Because, like, they're 1 away from Ulamog, too, right? Yeah, they played another land. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm just going to cash this in for Crucible. And take them off the Sanctum. Getting my hand empty for my Ensnaring Bridge here. Yeah, I think I like just like, if they hadn't played a 9th land out, I think I would have, if they hadn't played a 9th land, I think I wouldn't have Crucibled them there, but because they played the 9th land, I want to keep them off of Ulamogging me. 2 hours and 10 minutes, 3 matches in. This is going to be the only league with this deck for today. I took out Artificer's Intuition because it was a low impact kind of random one of, and I wanted another Tezzeret in my deck. Yeah, we're 3-0. We've beaten Tron. We've beaten Valakut Titan. My favorite, that person that we just banned for coming in here and calling me an asshole in chat just started complaining about me in private messages. It must be really depressing to like have a life that sad that you like not only do you have to like wait 10 minutes to post and be a dick in my Twitch chat, but like then you go and complain about it afterwards too. Bauble's actually a pretty good draw here. Bauble turns on my Opal, which means I can whir as early as next turn. That's a lot of lightning bolts. I'm just naming Mog Fanatic, right? They don't have anything else to name. I like 3 Aether Grid. Aether Grid is very good against the aggressive decks. Think of Aether Grid as basically extra Ensnaring Bridges. I'm pretty sure I just named Mog Fanatic here, right? Hugies and Mog. And then I can whir for a bridge as early as next turn, which is pretty great. Well, now we're just doing that. I don't have any ones in play, so yep. Your move. This is 7. So do I want to get a Witchbane Orb, or do I want to get a... I have a lot of choices. My choices are like Witchbane Orb or Bridge. They only have 3 bolts. I don't know. That's another Mog Fanatic on top. All right, I think I'm just going to crack this. I have a Sun Droplet in my main deck as well. Okay, so that's a bridge. And so this is a reason to cycle before I do anything. Hey, the last game was high intense game with lots of reflection on how the deck worked and some drama because the deck had 10 out of 10 entertainment. Thank you for the bits, Pinky. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right, well now we get to get a bridge here, play this bridge, and then that means in next turn we get to go Island, Whir for Witchbane Orb, which probably locks this up game 1. Doop. All right, your move, Yugi boy. This is all I got. Got him. Sweet. All right, so what are we taking out here? Tormod's Crypt out, Pithing Needle out, Grafdigger's Cage out, Spyglass out, Damping Sphere out. Chalice and E are fine. Grid is great, obviously. Padim, Welding Jar, Spellskite, Sun Droplet, maybe a Torpor Orb, maybe Expedition Map is really slow, so we're going to go ahead and trim that. I think I want to trim the Tezzerets just because like they're really slow and I want to get my hand empty for bridge pretty consistently fast, I think. I don't think so. I think the 4 lightning bolts likely means anyone who maybe the Torpor Orb's not good enough. Yeah, bolt can directly target Tez. I think the lightning bolts means they're not a combo build. I don't think Torpor Orbs is good enough. So every time I cut the Crucible in this deck, I feel really bad about having cut the Crucible. So I'm pretty sure this is a Sacred Cow and you should never cut it. Bottled Cloister is very good. It prevents the opponent from attacking us and keeps our hand empty. I think Grid's great too. Grid kills their stuff. If we're not bringing in 4 Grid in this matchup, I shouldn't have if we're not bringing 3 Grids, I shouldn't have 3 Grids in my board. Every time I've cut the Crucible, I have regretted cutting the Crucible. I'm pretty sure I'm putting that on my list of Sacred Cows. Just like, leave it alone. I could see cutting the Talisman. I could see that. The flip side to not cutting the Talisman is it ramps us. Cut a Sun Droplet. Do you know what the text on Sun Droplet is? Sun Droplet is here explicitly for these aggressive matchups. I could maybe see... Maybe Padim's not good enough. I'm going to cut the Padim. I'm going to cut the Padim. He's not good enough. Sorry, Padim. You're going to sit this one out. Maybe the Spellbomb's the cut just because we don't care about specific creature or specific cards they could be putting into play. This hand might be too slow. Just doesn't really do anything. Like, it has all the cards that we care about, but it's really slow to get them into play. What do we think about this? I think this is a mulligan. Yeah, I think we just don't do anything fast enough. We're supposed to play catch and release with that. Yeah, I guess. Ding. Mox Opal's basically a land. Can I draw it? Can I draw the Mox Opal for free? It's basically a land. This is scary. Opponent's start is very good here. They have a smash. Gross. All right, maybe that was a mistake to play that out, huh? That was a mistake to play that out. Getting punished for making mistakes. I guess it means I get to have Sun Droplet online. There is a deck list on your screen. There's a big button that says deck list. If you're on mobile, there won't be a deck list button on your screen. You can type !deck in chat and get a link to a deck list. That's a lot of burn. So we're taking 8 here down to 5. So we're gonna be dead next turn. Yeah, I'm just playing them in order. Also, I think it's good that we start with this one. This is a high brain capacity deck, so like playing this towards the middle or the end of a stream would not be good for me. We're just dead here, right? They have Grenade plus Bolt in hand. I don't think that's strictly true, Justin. I don't think that's strictly true. Is Damping Sphere good enough on the play because they're a Bushwhacker deck? No, I think the Spellbombs are fine. I don't think I have anything I want to cut for them. I'm gonna submit. The mirror match sounds pretty abysmal. Seems decent. It doesn't have a red mana, which is a little unfortunate, but it's got Bridge, Talisman, Witchbane Orb, and then ways to protect them. I think last game's a good example of why Padim is bad. I feel like the games I'm losing in this matchup involve me just having too many cards in my hand, and Padim doesn't help solve that. He helps make it more difficult. If we make it to the mid game, I think we have more than enough tools. I think playing cards that are good when we make it to the mid game is kind of silly. The blue-red talisman would be very good in this deck. We have no one to lead our artifacts, right? What do I even want to do here? I could go get a Mox. That's a good line. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna be kind of sad if they have a smash here, but I guess I have Academy runes. Getting the Mox also turns the spell bombs on, which is nice. And like if they don't smash me here, they probably don't have the smash, right? Unless they're gonna like smash then untap kill me. I don't think I want to draw a card here because I don't want to get stuck with a card in my hand. 12-hour Jeff stream, Phil Bob joke. Thank you for the 6-month resubscription. I do appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way to explore what I do here. So thank you, and welcome. All right, Ramen Up Runes does not protect us from runes because runes is each opponent. I should have kept the runes up. You are correct. I'm gonna cycle one of these now at their end of turn. There's a non-zero chance we get stuck with a card in hand here, but I think this is fine. Whir is a real good one to draw. Chalice of the Void. Do I just put Chalice on 2 here? Do I just assume that Smash is their way to kill my stuff? That's really bad for us. So I'm not gonna be able to get this card out of my hand. I can't get this card out of my hand. Oh, we're gonna die. We're gonna die. Oh, well, that's good for me. Unless we die next turn. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna put a stop on their turn. That was just a misread on my part, I guess. I had just assumed that if my opponent had a way to kill an artifact there, they would have... I assumed that if they would have had a way to kill an artifact there, they would have killed an artifact on their turn and started pressuring. But I guess that was an incorrect assessment on my part. I guess that was an incorrect assessment on my part. I'm literally dead to I'm dead to Ramanap runes. And I'm dead to them attacking. Yeah, the opponent played that really well. I could have played around that. Maybe I should have just passed the turn there. Maybe I should have played Chalice on 1 and passed. Yeah, I think I should have played Chalice on 1 and passed. Was probably the line. Because that gave me time. I mean, like, honorable, non-honorable, whatever. That's just, like, horseshit and doesn't matter. Like, I just, like, want to think about what I could have done differently and if the decisions I made were right with the information that I had. And maybe they weren't. I guess the fact that they play so much reach is a reason to hold their artifact removal there. It was dead 2 different ways on board, chat. I was dead to them activating Ramanap runes, and I was dead to them attacking with their goblin, and then sacrificing it to deal a point of damage. I was dead on board 2 different ways with no way to prevent it. But like, is it actually correct? Is the comment like, is it like, why does my opponent have some incentive to not play creatures out there? They don't really, right? So like, if they had creatures, they would have played them. So that means if they weren't playing creatures, they must have burn spells or artifact destruction or a mix of the 2 in their hand, or they're just holding lands. Yeah, I think I got too aggressive and I got punished for it. I think I ended up getting too aggressive and I got punished for it at the end, ultimately. Yeah, I would have put Chalice on 1 and then they would have shattered my thing. And then in response to them shattering my thing, I would have whirred for a jar and saved my thing. So. I don't think that's correct, Armor Tech. I think taking 3 extra points of damage on that attack by worrying and keeping a card in my hand is probably pretty wrong. I think I liked getting my hand empty guaranteed that turn. Like, your line is marginally better against artifact, but it like takes more damage. Huh. I took my Crucible. Probably just gonna go get... I wonder if I'm supposed to just Grafdigger's Cage to stop a Snapcaster. Yeah, that's probably what I'm supposed to do. Just like turn off their 4 main deck snaps. Yeah, I agree. I think they had incentive to wait, and because they had incentive to wait, my sequencing was incorrect. And that's how you want to look back on games like that. You want to be thinking about what were things you did that you could have done differently. I can't change the fact that my opponent had 3 lightning bolts in their hand. I can't change the fact that they drew the artifact destruction. Those aren't things I should think about. What I should think about is what were the lines or the paths that I was able to take with the cards that I had. What could I have done differently? That's how you want to approach games of Magic when you want to get better. You can't focus on the things you couldn't have done differently. So unlocks Culligan's command for them. Tormod's Crypt is whatever, especially with Cage out. I remember when I first started streaming, there was this group of people on Reddit that every time they talk about, they're like, Hoagland's so egotistical and conceited. He never loses a game because his opponent outplayed him. He only loses because he made mistakes. And I was just like, do y'all not realize that most people lose most games of Magic because they made mistakes? Like, that's there's less variance in this game than a lot of people let it imply. Yep, that's Jace. I mean, kind of. It would have prevented it really wouldn't have, actually. One, I couldn't play the Witchbane Orb because I didn't have an untapped land. And two, they just shattered discard me in response. So, like, we ultimately end up in the same place if I could take the line you're suggesting, which I can't because I didn't have the mana to do it. I paid 1.05 for my Damping Spheres. $1.05. That's true. They can't Fate Seal us. Is MTGO Traders out of stock still? Wouldn't be surprised. MTGO Traders out of stock. There's Damping Spheres right here for $1.49. Or more than I paid for them this morning, but I feel like this has to be a bad matchup for us. Grixis control, like, they have a lot of good tools and Culligan's command. Hey, J-Kill, thank you for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Subscriptions are the reason I'm able to do what I do here as often as I do it. So thank you for helping me continue to stream. I'm gonna mute myself for 30 seconds and eat a couple carrots because they're loud. So I'm worrying for 4 here because I'm not quite sure what I want to get. I think it's just Spyglass for Jace if this resolves. I'm also like not expecting it to resolve. I'm expecting to get like Cryptic Commanded or Logic Knotted here. Then I consider Search for Azcanta. I'm not sure that, well, actually, maybe Search for Azcanta does help a matchup like this. I don't know. Again, like, you can't just add a card to a deck without taking something else. So, like, what is Search for Azcanta replacing, basically? Is what the question comes down to. Shooting Jace is silly. I'd rather just draw a card. My opponent can just put Jace back up right away, so... Alright, so... Do I want to get an artifact back here? Not really, right? The main board's Tormod Crypt could be suspect. The thing that's nice about the Tormod's Crypt is that it... what's the word I'm searching for? It allows me to activate Mox Opal more quickly, but it could just be that that's like not something I definitely need to do. Padim's good. Padim gives you more than just card advantage, though. Padim also gives you protection from targeted artifact removal. I could see a card like Search for Azcanta being good in a matchup like this, though. Not that, like, I don't think this matchup is particularly popular. Like, the type of deck my opponent's playing isn't particularly common. Chalice on 3 seems like it could be okay. I probably want to get 2 bridges set up here just so they can't shatter through one of them. So end step is probably going to be put this other bridge back on top of my deck. That's awkward. Searching for Field of Rune is not optional. So if my opponent fields my Academy runes... I'm actually going to go ahead and put this Crucible back on top, I think. They have a Vendiclick or something here. I wonder if they have Kolaghan's Command and that's why they paused there. It's going to be another Cryptic Command. If they have Cryptic and Kolaghan's Command here, they can Cryptic bounce the Witchbane Orb and then shatter the bridge, make me discard the orb. So that'd be pretty bad for me. Lightning Bolt doesn't matter. We should play an Is It Boiler Works to bounce the Tolaria West. I don't know. Are we dead? I mean, we're definitely playing for clock equity, but like, how are they actually killing me? Like, what's the end game here? How do they actually put me to 0? All right, so they're going to shuffle this away, which they're going to shuffle away our second bridge, which is annoying, but not the end of the world. Killing us softly. That's a good way to put it. Ooh, I found a piece of candy, chat. Found a piece of candy. Who's excited to hit the token limit, right? No, I don't think I want a Spyglass for Jace. I think I just want to maximize. I think we're playing through the Jace this game. I think the plan this game is to play through the Jace. There is a token limit on Magic Online. I don't know what it is offhand, but it definitely exists. A Cryptic countering a Whir of Invention is a win for us. I'm gonna go ahead and put this Chalice of the Void back on top of my deck here. So they're through 2 Cryptic commands and 1 Culligan's command. So I'm pretty sure I'm putting this Chalice on 4 to cut them off of future Cryptic commands. This is game 1. All right, so the Cryptic command should be off unless they find a Culligan's command. Now we're looking for Whir of Inventions, and we're looking for like Whirs, Tezzerets, and Welding Jars. And we're dead. All right, we guessed wrong. I guess if we would have put it on 3, they'd have done that anyways, right? All right, Skite in, Spyglass in, Explosives is kind of whatever. Tormod's Crypt seems bad. Grafdigger's Cage is fine. Yeah, I do a lot of things, but timing out generally isn't one of them. Defense Grid gets to come in. This is probably an okay grid matchup. What about going down to like 2 bridges? Is that insane? I kind of don't mind. Yeah, the jars definitely have to come in. This is not a Sun Droplet matchup. This is not a Damping Sphere matchup. Yep. It's a Pithing matchup. I need 2 cuts. Should I go to 0 EE? That's probably fine. I have no idea, Zothri. No idea. Cloister is a big liability. I like cutting that. All right, let's do it. So after we finish this league, I've got a blue-white control build in the queue, and then some Jeskai, and then a whole bunch of other stuff. We're currently heading into hour 3 of 12 for today. We can activate Opal on one chat. The storm count would be 3. Is that a real question, Justin? I'm unsure if that's a real question. That's probably fine. We beat Tron. We lost to 8 whack. Made some mistakes. All right, MU. Thank you for the cupcake bits. I appreciate that. We've not played Grixis today, Johnny. Storm is 4. Go. I think playing Damping Sphere to tax your opponent by 1 mana every single turn is a really bad use of a slot. Leaving in Damping Sphere in a match. I'm gonna cut fucking Padim from this deck. I'm gonna cut Padim from this deck for the same reason we ended up cutting Thing from the Ice from the Owling Mine deck. People that play Magic the Gathering, I want to punish them for sideboarding like this. I just want to punish them for not sideboarding in a way that makes sense. It's all I want to do in life, chat. Is get up and punish people for leaving in removal spells. I think during like the last Owling Mine League, we boarded in Thing in the Ice in 4 matchups, and people had removal in their deck in all 4 matchups, and I was just like, yep, never again. That's a useful and constructive comment, or it's not. We're gonna time it out. Get out of here. Yeah, and that's a fair assessment, Andrew. But regardless of why they're sideboarding the way they're sideboarding, the end result is they have removal in their deck, so I should stop boarding in a way that turns on their removal. And if that's the case, I'd believe that they potentially don't have sideboard slots to cut all of their removal, but that's more reason to not play the creatures. That's more reason to not play the creatures. I could maybe get into trouble here because they could go like Shatter Discard here, but I think I'm just supposed to crack this. Well, I don't really know what we're getting, so maybe I'm not. Maybe cracking this was wrong. I guess I'm just getting Crucible of Worlds. No, I don't think that's the case, Justin. Yeah, feeling pretty dead here. Yeah, this matchup seems really terrible. I've played enough of this deck for today. I'm tapped out on this one. Let's get to something else. I think the 8 whack matchup, I definitely made some sequencing decisions that were poor that ended up with me losing it. But I think that matchup against like the Cryptic Command deck seems genuinely pretty terrible. I think something like more Planeswalkers or Search for Azcanta or something else along those lines could potentially be helpful. And I think as I work on playing this deck some more and tuning it some more, that worrying about those more controlling decks is something that I'm interested in fixing. So that's going to be my answer when people ask moving forward, like, what are the bad matchups? The Culligan's Command, Cryptic Command decks for sure. All right. Look at almost 3 hours.